That'll be live o'clock. Welcome to the live stream with me, the Wiz, talking about how us taxpayers are just being taken for a ride. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So, not one to let these things go. So, you know, we're going to talk about it. But it's absolutely nuts because mess around with my screen here. But not getting there, am I? But yeah, oh, I got there in the end. Blimey, we're trying to size the screen. It's got a life of its own. It's jumping all over the place. I got there in the end. But good afternoon, Nikki. You sent me an email. Well, let me have a look. That'll be on my laptop. Ooh, is that French government? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's oh, let me open up a new window. Well, actually, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I'm getting used to all these blooming windows that I've got. I'm like 3 different screens. But yes, yep, I've received it, Nikki. I have it here. With regards to candies, let's French government admits it. Let's have a look. So it's such a crazy story, isn't it? Brigitte Macron, cyberbullies who spread rumours that she was born a man, lash out at being sent to court for tweets asking, do you need a license to crack a joke now? That's funny. Probably do, though. Everyone gets a little bit butthurt over everything nowadays. There's still nothing coming up there. I'll have to look at that video that you sent me. I'll look at that tomorrow because I've got I'm live for bloomin'. I'm live for 9 hours, 11 till 8 p.m. tomorrow for some silly reason. But yeah, we'll investigate that. The video you sent me, it's definitely worth a watch, isn't it? Whoa, interesting. But where am I? Today, we are all over the place. But I was trying to get some figures. But why is everything? All my screens are different sizes. What's going on? But I've done like a search, and then I got a result, and then when I clicked on it again, it gave me a different response, and I was like, well, that's a bit weird. But as of right now, as of July 2025, there are 210 hotels in use for illegal immigrants. But they keep trying to call them asylum seekers when they're actually illegal. So, yeah, it'd be juicy to talk about tomorrow. We can play the video and investigate. Like I'll have 9 hours to discuss it, so we can go in and have a good old rootin' tootin' searching everywhere online and that. So that'd be quite cushy. But yeah, it'd be good to do tomorrow because we'll have loads of time, so we can have a good old crack on and investigate the Bridget Macron thing. It will be good. But yeah, I'm definitely up for some of that. Bit of investigation, isn't it? It's got to be done. So yeah, happy days. Thanks for the link. I have to remember it's there. I'm sure you'll remind me tomorrow. But yeah, I'll hopefully have that up ready for when I go live. So yes, I might actually put in the thing like Bridget Macron investigation, etc. type stuff, because we're gonna have to look into it, aren't we? It's got to be done. Got to be done. But yeah, 210 hotels. I've done my investigations. I had to see how much we're paying out, and it's a lot more than you think, geez. Yeah. But we've got 210 hotels. Apparently, at its peak, it was about 400 hotels were being used, but now 210. But the reason it goes down is because of the HMOs, houses of multiple occupancy. And of course, and they talk about doing like putting them in army barracks and weird places like that. Because I've got a story about that as well, which is a bit weird. But it's saying like these figures, like 210 hotels in July 2025, but in June 2025, they're saying approximately 102,866 asylum seekers were receiving accommodation support. 1,665 in initial accommodation, 66 or just over 66,000 in dispersal accommodation, over 34,000 in contingency accommodation, and that's with 32,000 of that 34,000 of these in hotels. Like, who's paying for all this? Oh yes, the taxpayer. I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Because they reckon, right, at the moment, they're saying, apparently, £2 billion a year. What a waste of taxpayers' money. 2 billion a year. That works out precisely at £5,479,452 and 5p a day. 365 days a year. So you're talking 5.5 million a day just in hotels. I mean, that's ludicrous. I mean, where could that money go? There's a whopping great list of things. It's absolutely ridiculous. What's Labour doing? Labour is off its head. I don't get how they're allowed to do certain things. They're literally doing nothing valuable. They're not doing anything to help the people. But they're making it like they're doing us a favour with this, that, and everything else. And you're like, well, how are you doing us a favour, actually? Because if you think about it, you're spending £5.5 million a day on illegal immigrants. I mean, are you nuts? Are you absolutely nuts? HMOs probably cost us more. Yeah, they probably do. Rent, council tax, water, gas, electricity, light, internet facilities. Yeah, they do. They will cost more, without a doubt. Houses of multiple occupancy will more, cost more, but I think on average there's about 4+ per house. So I did to think how much that works out as. But I've got a article that actually let me just move me bits and bobs around a bit so I know where I'm at. I'm just moving all my windows and trying to be like super techno here, but I'm probably not very techno. Not a very techno whiz. But that's how much it's costing him rent and the bills. I mean, all their food is extra. They get people come around to collect all their dirty washings, take that to the dry cleaners. Everything's paid at the taxpayers' expense. Don't forget, there's reports of like £200 taxi fares for people with doctors. I mean, 210 hotels. I mean, that's a lot. But so in answer to your question, Graham, no, that does not include costs like food. That's all on top. Everything. Absolutely crazy. They must think we're stupid or gullible. I mean, there's something going on there. I think we're a little bit slow or something. But they're saying the actual plan to actually end the so-called asylum hotels is not even going to save any money. Because they reckon moving into military barracks could actually cost more. They're going to do something that will cost more. Who does that? The government has actually admitted that plans to move hundreds of asylum seekers into military barracks as a part of a bid to appease the public, but might not save taxpayers any money. And the Home Office has confirmed that Crowborough Training Camp in East Sussex and Cameron Barracks in Inverness will be used temporarily to house a total of around 900 men as ministers scramble to find a way to end migrant hotels after huge controversy surrounding their use. 900 men. Women? Children? No? Oh, just men. Just Muslim men. Downing Street has signalled that spending on the plan could prove to be higher than housing migrants in hotels. So it would actually cost more in military barracks than it would in hotels. It's one extreme to the other. Oh, you don't want hotels. Oh, we'll do that and we'll cost the taxpayers even more money. Yeah, that's probably the best answer ever. Literally, save money. Deport them. Like, as soon as they come in, they walk round, follow the railings round, and onto another boat, back to France. See you later. End of. The fact is they are illegal, so they shouldn't be here. Oh no, we'll put them up in hotels, or we'll actually put them up in military barracks now because it'll cost more. Who come up with that idea? How you doing, Slim? Hope you're well. Hope you're living the dream. That is absolutely nuts. So the plan could actually prove to be higher than housing migrants in hotels. And they're actually described the use of such hotels as failed, chaotic, and expensive. Yet they're going to put them into barracks and cost even more. They've actually got here that the refugee charities and organisations have actually turned around and said that these plans are cruel and costly, and they've accused the government of exchanging one failed approach with another. Well, just send them. Like what you say, Nikki, just send them back. Just deport them straight away. As soon as they come in, boom, on another boat, out you go. So they literally only walk on the land for about 10 footsteps. They get on another boat, boom, off they go. That solved the problem. And they said, like here, 900 men. No women, no children, 900 men. This reiterates when we say, like, it's all Muslim men with that sort of ideology. They're literally just going to infest the country and we're going to pay for it. They're saying small boat migrants will start being housed in the military accommodations by the end of next month, as Labour ramps up its bids to move tens of thousands of migrants out of hotels. Officials are also working with the Ministry of Defence to identify other disused sites that can be used. But it's going to cost you more. So they get them out of hotels. They're going to put them in barracks. But then if they're in barracks, then they can still go out and around the streets and prey on women and young children. So how does that work? Evening, Slim. Try and be the voice of reason without getting too stressed about it, mate. Like all of us, isn't it? Taxpayers' money. Boom, boom, boom. It's an absolute joke. So all they're going to do is actually move the problem from a hotel into army barracks, and then all the people that live around the army barracks, they're going to be worried about their women and children. So they're literally like going to be moving potential sexual assault rapist type people into barracks where they can then prey on new people, different women and children that aren't around the hotels. So you're moving the problem just from part A to part B. That makes no sense. I'm trying to work out what the purpose is. Or will they actually have to stay in the barracks and they're not allowed out, hence protecting the public from all of them because they're being kept within the military compounds? That might be an idea. I think the women and the young girls will appreciate that. Apparently pushed later on whether this meant ministers thought barracks were a better option, even if costs were higher. The spokesman said the matter is also a core issue of public confidence. The public is very clear it does not want asylum seekers housed in hotels, and neither does the government, they added. It's not just being in hotels, it's in public areas. In it, they're actually like mingling with the public, but they're in this country illegally. So it would make more sense to put them in the barracks and keep them in the barracks, like they're not allowed out. Then that way it will actually be more like an illegal immigrant camp. They've all got to stay in there. They do not mingle in any shape or form with the British public. So there won't be anywhere near any women or children. That sounds better. And then I suppose with that argument saying, well, it does cost a bit more, then you'll be like, well, if that's the safety, for the safety of my wife and kids, then not a problem. We're paying more. So is it one of them? So, you know, no, it solved too many problems. Or they'll be like, oh, a fantastic idea, but no. But then we shouldn't be paying out left, right, and centre. Even Electrodoc, hope you're well, mate. I posted up the like a 9-minute video of me talking with Paul Thorpe and Sarah White yesterday. That is up. I think it's had about 4 views. It's one of them because it involves Islam, so it's going to be shadow banned again. Everything I do get shadow banned. But the only way they're ever going to make everyone safe and save the taxpayers' money, so they're not ripping them off left, right, and centre, send them straight back. Simple. Absolutely simple. That's all you've got to do. What do you think? On Monday, that's yesterday then, isn't it? A parliamentary committee accused the Home Office of squandering billions of pounds on asylum accommodation as a result of incompetence. Well, oh, you just watched it. Oh, good man. Happy days. Yeah, my mic was quite loud. I didn't want to say too much, like to talk over him and that. But yeah, it was good to ask to see what Paul thought and everything. So it was all good in the hood. It's Pat's leather straps. Oh, Pat the milkman. Sorry. Hope you're well, my friend. Good afternoon. We're just discussing how we're spending over just under 5.5 million a day. Ridiculous. But we're going to put them in barracks, military barracks, so it costs more. And I thought, well, if they're actually keeping them in the barracks and they're not allowed, then that'll probably do us a favour. But they're still costing us more, so. Oh, you watched it live, did you, mate? Yeah. I watched it live too. But yeah, I like Paul Thorpe. I was unsubscribed, so you have to be careful with that, even with my channel, his channel, all those sort of channels maybe. It's weird. I was unsubscribed and I was like, but I've been a subscriber of Paul Thorpe for absolute yonks. And I was like, why is it unsubscribed? That's a bit weird. I had another channel the other day. Who was that? I swear I thought I think it was Black Belt Barrister. Subscribed to his and I was unsubscribed. So I'm like, what's going on here? I don't remember unsubscribing, which is strange. But anyway, glad to have you back, Graham. Hope you are well on this glorious afternoon. Yes, let's keep moaning. Let's keep moaning because taxpayers like ourselves, we're being absolutely fleeced. 5.5 million a day on illegal immigrants that should not be in the country. And they're preying on women and children. I mean, I literally just read out they're looking to put 900 men in a barracks, military barracks. No women, no children, nothing. Like, what? I thought you said this is all about women and children. Even on the news, what's GB News say? They show normally there's a bloke and he's got a kid on his shoulders. That's it. That's the only kid I've seen. This committee said that the use of these military sites is likely to cost more than using hotels and that it would present safety issues and legal risks. In what sense would that be? Because if they're illegal, what are the legal risks? Because if you're saying to keep them actually within the compounds, they're illegal. They're not allowed to mingle with us public, surely. Would that make sense? I don't know. You have to let me know. It's weird. I'm a bit like, well, would you want to pay more to keep them in there and keep them out and away from the public? And you think, well, yeah, anything to obviously make it safer for women and children. But then you think, hang on, they're going to be in there for years, knowing us. With all this, this one in, one out. What is it? 46 out. And how many thousands in? That's not working. It's absolutely ridiculous. But they said that apparently the committee, the chair of the committee, Dame Karen Bradley, that's a parliamentary committee, sorry, has actually cautioned the ministers to act carefully when considering larger sites. We have seen in the past that rushing in to sites that aren't fit for purpose brings more problems. I mean, they need to be kept to somewhere like a camp. When you get a whopping great field, give them tents. Before any asylum seekers are moved to these new sites, the government must make sure that the accommodation is suitable quality and support services are there. I mean, we're going to even make a military barracks like a 5-star hotel type scenario then, is it? Because of that human rights, they're illegal. I don't get it. They are illegal. Oh, the religion of peace has struck again, has it? So we're probably gone from 66 to about 67,000 Islamic terrorist attacks in the last 50 years then. How many innocent people have been killed in that? In London, yeah, don't surprise it. Blooming, I was reading about a stabbing thing earlier. Is that what you mean? Or it's not 1 dead, 2 injured? Yes, is that the stabbing? I saw so about a stabbing, and it didn't say nothing about the person that actually done the stabbing, and I was like, I bet that'd be some Alan snack bar scenario. That's what, yeah. Oh, so that's going to work out to be another act of terror. But then we got to all be pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, pro-Islamic ideology, pro-Islamic. Hang on a minute. What are they doing? Oh no, and they've got stupid. They're actually going to be doing protests saying like because they shouldn't be banning Palestine action. Yet they're supporting all this. The whole idea of Palestine action is pro-Hamas, pro-Islamic ideology. So anything like this is happening. This is what the pro-Palestine stands for. They want this. Oh, illegal immigrants welcome here and all this rubbish and stand up to racism. It's not being racist to not want illegal immigrants in your own country. It's ridiculous. I mean, oh, an Afghan, is it? It's an Afghan geezer. Oh, God. Yeah, they wouldn't even say anything about it earlier. I had something on the sidelines like for all this that like an Anglo jihadi accused of terror. So I'll have a look at some of the other links that I had because I did Albanian criminal can stay in Britain because he's learned his lesson. Who comes up with this crap? But there's a story that make you laugh. It's on the thumbnail as well. £800,000. That's how much they reckon that we're paying per person to be returned to France. £800,000. I mean, I swear you can get a ticket to France for like 45 quid. Who come up with that idea? Absolutely stupid. The Defence Minister, Luke Pollard, also appeared to suggest that the cost of moving people to the bases could be higher than housing them in hotels. But the government needs to reflect the public mood, adding the public want to see hotels closed. Yeah, but we still don't want to be paying out on blooming military barracks if it's going to cost more. Get them deported. I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? I uploaded a new one today about Poaching and Farage disagreeing with her correct statement about overrepresentation of minorities in adverts. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to make everything this, that, and everything else like blown out of proportion. It's not racist to make an observation. They say, the black community like 4% of the UK, yet they're in 50% of the adverts. Like they've gone overcompensated type scenario. It just makes no sense. So. Yeah, I don't think like Farage saying, what she said was this and clumsy and ugly. And like, well, no, it was just facts. Facts, mate, facts. Farage is starting to do his like flippy flopping and then end up, sort of hooking up with conservatives type moment, is he? That's why Advance UK is going to be the one to keep your eye on, vote for, sign up to, whatever you want to do in the world of politics. Because I've got a feeling Farage is not going to be as good as what people think. There's just something about him that gets my goat at the moment. So I wonder if this so-called Afghan person who's done the attack that Pat's mentioned here in the comments, I wonder, is he an asylum seeker? A gonkwomble. Two people just told you that, it's a gonkwomble. What the hell is that? Gonkwomble! That's Electrodoc. He actually invented the word gonkwomble. I used it a couple of times. Didn't you? Electrodoc, he invented it. And I used it in a video. And if you search gonkwomble, I think he comes up on YouTube. Like you do. But So this is going to be the problem. This is going to be the problem. So they're going to do something that's cost more. Let's whereabouts Uxbridge. Another senseless stabbing. Because I think he's about 40-something years old, wasn't it? A 22-year-old Afghan national was tasered and arrested on suspicion of murder and attempted murder after the incident at Midhurst Gardens, Uxbridge, at 5 o'clock Monday. Paramedics treated the 49-year-old man for stab wounds, but he sadly died at the scene, while the second man, 45, was taken to hospital with life-changing injuries. A 40-year-old boy was also taken to hospital with knife wounds, but his injuries were not life-threatening or changing. The arrested man was taken to hospital as a precaution, but has since been taken into police custody. The attack is not being treated as terrorism, and detectives are working to establish any relationship between the suspect and the 3 victims, the Met Police said. See, didn't they say about the Southport, not terrorism, not this, not that, and then it turned out it was? Footage posted online appeared to show the suspect walking along a residential street before 2 police officers sprinted after him. One pointed a taser and shouted, "Drop the knife and get on the floor." Several others joined them before the taser was fired and the man fell to the ground. Chief Superintendent Jill Horsfall said this was a shocking and senseless act of violence that has left 1 man dead and 2 injured. So they're trying to say it's not terrorism, but being an Afghan man, we know what ideology he has. That'd be from, Islam. But that's in Uxbridge, West London. And the 22-year-old Afghan national was tasered and arrested. But let's have a look at this thing where that Wes Streeting. I don't like him either. Like and subscribe, or you're a dimmy. That's the one I was meant to click on. Oh, I'll read that one in a minute. I jumped. They are now attacks every other day. Yeah, they're getting more regular, and that's worrying. But they will do, because we're inviting more and more illegals in and putting them up in hotels and going, yeah, go on, go out in the streets. It's like daily or attempted attacks daily, but they won't say anything. Like at Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester, there's a murder or stabbing there every few days. Yeah, but they're going to try and keep it squished, aren't they? That's why I search every day and look for the news that mainstream media just ignores. I've done a few things. Now and again, GB News suddenly comes out, and I'm like, oh, I've done a video about that today. But yeah, it doesn't get said or done or anything on any other mainstream media. They just seem to ignore certain subjects. Controlling the narrative, controlling the agenda, treating people like they're silly and not telling them the real news of what's going on in their own country. At least we know where they are when they're in hotels. Yep. Unless they go outside and go sit outside of school like that one did and sit around the kids' parks and that. But there should be sort of more of a police presence around there, shouldn't there? Knowing full well that they got illegal immigrants in there and their ideology is Islamic. So, yep. Get that up again, yep. This channel is now more popular than Time Team. Oh, Time Team. Wiz is Mick Aston and Doc is Phil Harding. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever be as popular as Time Team. I love that. Are there going to be any military at these bases? No, that they're unused. Because if so, it's going to take all about 40 seconds for one of them to start planning an attack on them. Yeah. No, they're going to be empty, unused, just sat there. That's why they're worried about, the condition of it. Obviously, they got to try, get the red carpet out for the illegal immigrants. So, yeah, exactly. Not terrorist related. He's an Afghan. Afghani man goes on a stabbing spree. It's not terrorist. It is Islamic terrorism. You heard it here first. But I've got a thing here like Wes Streeting on the Sunday. He's an idiot. Yep, Time Team. I stopped watching Time Team. I could never get used to seeing a Baldrick without him wearing a turnip on his head. Yeah, I know how times change. Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah, don't want to house homeless people. We don't want to support veterans or anything like that. No, none of that, mate. It's just going to be. It's all about the illegals because of their human rights. ECHR, mate. Homeless ex-veterans should be given these hotels on unused basis. Yeah, if people would turn out and they said, "Oh, there's 100 to 200 veterans around the country being put up in hotels due to being homeless," not one person would moan. If you've got the courage and the balls to go out and fight for your country, then you should be looked after. It's not like the king is ever going to turn around to them personally and say, "I appreciate everything you've done for me and my country." He's too busy going out to pray with Catholics and giving all this and that for Islam. The bloke's an idiot. I mean, how many people now would you ask to find one person to agree and say, yes, my country is worth fighting for? Because it blooming well ain't. Would you put your life on the line for the king? No. Do not know the bloke. He would not care. And I'm not putting my life on the line so he can walk around lording it up with all his money while we're all here struggling, paying £5.5 million a day for illegal immigrants out of our tax. Shove it. Not happening, personally. While they're on the waiting list for actual homes. Yeah, exactly, mate. They should, yeah. Ex-veterans, homeless. Do you know what I mean? Probably got the elderly on the verge of losing their properties and that. No, don't worry about that. No, we're looking after the illegal immigrants. Like the gas and electric type scenario, wasn't it? For the old age pensioners and that, to keep them nice and warm and toasty in winter. Luckily, they went back on it. But, we've got no money for that, but we can pay like $5.5 million a day for illegal immigrants, people who have broken the law in entering this country. I mean, what would happen if you're on an airplane without a passport? I mean, well, you wouldn't even get on it, would you? Ain't going to happen. Yep. 100% Slim. They are desperate to play it down. That's why I have to do more searches, and you see a lot of what news I do. Somehow it just seems like asylum seeker, illegal immigrant, or Islam related, and it gets shadow banned by YouTube. And you think, hang on a minute, why am I only getting let's say 100 or so views? And when I go in the back, I look at all the impressions, like how many times it actually shows my video to people. It's like 119. So there's only 119 people on the whole of YouTube. No, there's millions, but we showed it to 119 because we don't want that many to see it. And the more people that actually sort of see it and they click on it and watch it, that means we've got to show it to even more people. And we don't want to do that because you're talking about Islam or you're talking about illegal immigrants. That's what it's like for shadow banning. It's disgraceful. Because I know even my son, like I said to you before, he's subscribed to my channel. He gets an alert about one of my lives. I go downstairs and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were going live." I was like, "Yeah, I've already been live." He's like, "Oh, I haven't got any notification." Half an hour later, it come up into the lounge. You go, "Oh, look, YouTube's just told me you're live," even though you finished half an hour ago. That's what YouTube does. It's not stupid. It wants to minimize the amount of people that see your channel. But what they don't realize, although my channel is monetized, I'm not doing it for the money. Don't need it. And if any money comes in, it goes straight to the channel. So it's not like I rely on it. So them squashing me and minimalising any earnings to about, you know, between 50p to £2 a day, if I'm lucky, I'm not trying to make a living out of it. So by them shadow banning me, it's not going to make me want to quit because I'm not doing it for the money. So they can shove that. YouTube can do one. So that's the difference. And the only way around that is to get the subscribers. And then obviously the more they watch, then happy days. Like the 301,000 subscribers that Paul Thorpe has, that carry his videos because they all get to watch it, or most will watch it. And then YouTube will have to show it to more people because the algorithm picks it up that it's popular. So the more subscribers you got, the better. And remember, subscribing is free. So get on that sub. I've even got a little juicy thing now just for I've done it, but I've decided to leave the comment up there by Slim. So Slim was hiding it. Slim, come on. There it is. Well, hey, bing, 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 bing. Subscribe, everybody. Right, what's going on, chat? Blackadder, right? We'll ignore that. Yeah, Stephen Fry went all bit off for one. But yeah, Wes Streeting was made to look an idiot. All these illegal immigrants, and it was called out like 42 migrants. Ooh, one in, one out. So if 42 have gone, 42 in. No. 11,518 people have come across to the UK in small boats, and we returned 42. Wes Streeting, useless. It's got to be the worst migrant scheme ever. And the fact that that cost us 34 million squid works out £800,000 per person that was returned. How about that for value for money? You could have literally just put them on a ferry or a cruise ship, and it would have been a hell of a lot cheaper. £800,000 to send one illegal immigrant back to France. That would have been cheaper to keep them in the hotel. And they're trying to go, oh, it's the early days of the scheme. It's not the early days. It's been going for about a month. It's been going over a month, maybe. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's enough about Wes Streeting and how useless that man is. But we've done the barracks bit, haven't we? But what is funny, I'm sure you're going to appreciate this. 9 in 10 councils will be housing asylum seekers by December. 9 in 10. So 90% basically is what they're saying. They're saying, well, even the report says more than 9 in 10 councils will be housing asylum seekers by the end of the year. And that is from the documents from the Home Office. Work that out. Not bum cheeks. Bum cheeks! Email user freedom. That's a random name. EUF. Email. Oh, did I miss one? They're still alive too. They could done too. Well, would have been crap though. Stephen Fry's total Egypt. Yeah, he is. All that like woke nonsense. The visitor would chuck him off a tall bill one day. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Bum cheeks, because I enjoy saying bum cheeks. But they had to, yeah. Gaza's like flatter than flat, so yeah. I wonder what you use fertilizer for. Fertilizer. Yep, Palestinians have lost the plot. They voted in Hamas. They'd vote them in today as well. And the Palestinians, at least 3,000 of them, followed Hamas into Israel on October the 7th to try and genocide the Jews. Work that out. Work that out, ladies and gents. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The number of local authorities housing migrants sat at 82% this summer. That number has risen and is now projected to hit 92% by the end of the year. 92% of councils. 92 in every 100. You can be absolutely well and truly inundated with illegal immigrants, and they're all men with Islamic ideology who have no respect for anything or anyone. How's that going to work? A document sent to the Home Office Select Committee details what those numbers look like, with a report on asylum accommodation to be released on Monday. Some 40,000 people are set to be given accommodation in London, the east of England, southeast England and southwest England. Oh, in my area. Can't wait. Current plans allow for 46,640 migrants, but 66,000 of them are in the queue for dispersal accommodation. So they're literally going to pepper them all over the UK. So it doesn't matter where you are as a woman or a young girl, you ain't safe. Because you're talking like how many hundreds in a hotel? You're telling me at least one of them, maybe two, haven't got the ideology that they want to go out and cause some serious harm to a female or a young girl. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So what are we going to do about that? Oh, we can't do anything because we're taxpayers. So just take the money. So they're literally going to be splattering them out, peppering them all around the country. So remember that. You heard it here first. That's exactly what they're going to do. It says they're looking into the use of what I just said, the military bases and abandoned properties, because they want to stop more hotels being taken over. But they're saying that, but then houses of multiple occupancy, the HMOs, there's loads of them. Literally loads. I did have the figures, but like I saved the link, then I go to the link and it's given a different answer. And I'm like, what? How does that work? So some things in life just don't make sense, but see if I can change it to actually try and get the answer I had earlier. See, it's a bit weird that I do a search, save the results. When I'm live, I do the search, and then it comes up with a different answer. I could actually ask Copilot, couldn't I? Maybe. Because they got round it, and one of them goes, oh, we can't actually give you the number. And then you do a different search, and it tells you. And it's a ridiculous amount. Yes, it's not even. See, it really annoys me that I do a search, I get the result, I think, right, that's some nice figures there. Let me keep that for later. And then it comes up something completely different. Because it said like in one area, there's like ridiculous amount of housing. Like 6,000. Oh yeah, there it is. The government says that currently 6,000 HMO properties are being used. 6,000. That is ridiculous. And they're going to be all over the country. So how's that going to be safe for any of us? So yeah, that's what they do. They just kill them, or don't they? That's what Donald Trump and all the other people are coming in. Like Tony Blair, he's going to be useless, isn't he? He lied to us about the other one, the weapons of mass destruction and all that. So I wouldn't trust him. I bet people in the East wouldn't trust him either. So you're talking like at least 6,000 houses 210 hotels. That is a lot of taxpayers' money. And we're paying £800,000 each for the 42 that have been sent back in the one in, one out. Ooh. In the southeast, oh no, in the north, we've got it here. In the northeast, 13,486 people are meant to be living in dispersal accommodation. The Home Office records show 17,200 are actually there, with 1,809 in the queue. So they're trying to say there's 13,400 or just over, and there's actually over 17,000. So they're telling porkies on the figures and all. In the southeast, the picture's different. 14,092 people are meant to be living in dispersal accommodation. But 3,118 are there now, with 12,032 migrants in the queue. 5 of the Home Office's 12 regions have not hit even 50% of their accommodation target. Wow. As of July the 1st, 82%, which is 297, of local authorities and districts are accommodating service users. Is that what they call them? Service users. Among the 64 that do not currently provide accommodation, a further 36 local authorities are projected to have estate by the year's end, increasing national coverage to 92%. Houses of multiple occupancy. They have a house and they shove 4 to 6 people in there, I suppose, or maybe more. Oh, Electrodoc's told you already. Yes, you beat me to it, mate. So that's crazy. 297 local authorities and districts are actually. Reform UK's Lee Anderson branded the news as an absolute betrayal of every hard-working family. Communities up and down the country are being transformed against their will, saddling them with the bill in the process. That's the thing with Labour, they don't seem to care, do they? Like, you owe 50 trillion, don't worry, we'll make it 100 trillion. I was exaggerating, but you know. Reform is the only party offering credible solutions to the illegal migration crisis. Yeah, but in there some reform areas where like nothing's changed. We will leave the ECHR, stop the boats and detain and deport those who illegally enter in our country. But they could do that now. Literally, Labour could give their head a wobble and do it. Home Office, meanwhile, said it was furious, but doing nothing. The government is furious about the number of illegal migrants in this country and in hotels, the spokesman said. So if the government's furious, but they're doing nothing about it, how are they furious? That's why we will close every single asylum hotel, saving the taxpayer billions of pounds. Yeah, 2 billion a year. Just under 5.5 million a day. 365 days a year. We've already taken action, cutting the number of hotels in half and exploring the use of military bases and disused properties. See, now that's where they're telling porkies, in a sense, because they're saying they cut the number of hotels in half. Well, it's gone from 400 in 2023 down to 210. So nearly half. But what they're not really saying is that it's because they put them in HMOs. So they're still here. It's not like they've got rid of them in any shape or form. They are still here in this country. So you might have nearly half the amount of hotels being used, but you're talking about over 6,000 HMOs being used. They say they're exploring the use of military bases and disused properties, which are going to cost money. And they cost more than hotels. You think, hang on, maybe the hotel, you could just put coppers outside them. It'd still be cheaper. Gas tip mate didn't credit again. Oh, no way. You can phone them and get emergency. Say you're ill and that. Get them to switch your donkeys. Your boiler has just been condemned. No way. Waiting for them to come out and hopefully get a grant to replace it. Yeah, that won't be cheap. Boilers cost money. When my boiler goes, I don't need any gas because I'm boiling mad. My blood is boiling. More money. Stop making me spend my money. I want it in my bank. I want it where Labour can just come and steal it. You know. But so yeah, we're being screwed over left, right, and centre. But one thing I did see, which I'll have to bring up, I didn't actually read this beforehand. I saw it like not long before I had to go live. I literally ran down, grabbed my brew, running late like I do. But saying Britain deploys a secret weapon in Europe's gateway to sabotage people smugglers. So actually, I'll bring it up on screen. I've not been bringing that stuff up on screen, have I? How dare I? But you can see what I can see there. Britain has unleashed a secret weapon in the fight against people smugglers whose activities are facilitating the migrant crisis across Europe. The UK has taken an active role, no way, in defending the gateway to the continent at Bulgaria's Kapitan Andreevo border, where scores enter illegally in the hope of securing asylum. They're not trying to, it's not as if they want to seek asylum, it's that they want to get in as an illegal immigrant. Sweating more than a blind lesbian. Oh, very good. Very good. Like, even Nikki agreed, like, giggle, giggle. Kapitan Andreevo is a bottleneck. In this journey, it can be found in the southeastern Bulgaria, where the Balkan nation borders Turkey. Despite extensive security measures that were in place, try reading the whole sentence, isn't it? Migrants still manage to make their way into Europe, with some eventually attempting to cross the English Channel into Britain. But they do something out there, find another way. Along with ferrying people out. Oh, start again. Along with ferrying people onto the continent, smugglers also carry narcotics, weapons, and other contraband at Europe's border with Asia. As such, the British government has taken a keen interest in helping police the borderlands of Bulgaria and Turkey. And it's taken all this time to work it out. I am clicking on that business. I don't know what's going on there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, geese. Yep. It's coming out from yesterday. Quickly jump to that. Teen stabbed in Portsmouth with man arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Some serious injuries after being stabbed in Portsmouth yesterday. 19-year-old was attacked in St. Vincent Street at around 5:30 Monday evening, October the 27th. 3 people have been arrested for the incident, including 2 16-year-olds from Portsmouth with a 20-year-old from London arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. So 2 reports, one from London. That normally ends up being something possibly about drugs. Police take top of the road and shut down the scene yesterday evening as their investigation began. Police were called after 5:30 yesterday to report that a 19-year-old male had been stabbed at St. Vincent Street. He received serious but not life-threatening injuries. What is it about knife crime? 2 60-year-old males from Portsmouth have been arrested on suspicion of causing grievous bodily harm with intent. 20-year-old male from Enfield, London has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. They all remain in custody. Yeah, that's literally just down the road from me. Literally just down the road. So yeah, that's new. That's literally happened last night. That's absolutely nuts, isn't it? See? Something went off in our town centre the other day. Police tent up outside an alley for 2 days. I don't know what's gone off. Probably keeping it quiet. You know how it works. We'll be like, oh, just in case people get the wrong idea, we'll keep that silent. We won't tell you about that, and they won't put it on mainstream media. Do you know what I mean? That's the way they roll. A considerable police presence, a 10-foot razor wire fence, and even fleets of drones are part of the solution, but Britain's contribution is far simpler. Enter Adele, a 5-year-old German short-haired pointer, seconded to Bulgarian border agents to aid them in their mission to police Europe's frontier. The brave pooch works as a sniffer dog, helping uncover the illicit goods that smugglers attempt to sneak over the border. I thought it was trying to sort out the people, not drugs. As she patrols a heavily fortified boundary, Adele wears a harness, proudly bearing the Union flag alongside the Bulgarian tricolour. Bulgarian National Customs Agency spokesman has spoken glowingly about Adele's contribution to their efforts. She does not bark or scratch, but freezes in place. It's like saying problem. As part of her role as a sniffer dog, Adele helps detect substances hidden in shipping containers, such as the rubber used in dinghies. These dinghies are often the very same used to attempt crossings from northern France into Britain. So far, 82 such vessels have been intercepted in transit at the Bulgarian border. So they started saying about people, now they're going on about we've got a drug sniffing dog. Make your mind up, geese. So yeah, it started off like, they're actually going to be doing something for So their secret weapon is a dog. But don't worry, we've only got like a bill of nearly $5.5 million a day. Give them a dog for drugs. And the problem is, once they break the law, it doesn't matter. They can stay. They're actually letting them stay in the country. Well, I'll show you this story. This is just like... of all the stupidest titles you could ever come up with. Look at this, people. Albanian criminal can stay in Britain because he's learned his lesson. A jailed Albanian drug dealer has won the right to stay in Britain after claiming he has learned his lesson. So we got to do now then. Well, we're going to deport you. Hang on a minute. What? I've learned my lesson. Oh. Arlind Naboli was judged to be a serious threat to the public, but he's learned his lesson after he was caught dealing cocaine and cannabis. The 29-year-old was jailed for more than 2 years because his crimes were not isolated incidents, and he was in the habit of dealing drugs in Maidstone, Kent. The Albanian criminal appealed against attempts by the Home Office to deport him. Oh, here we go. ECHR again, innit? Saying he had learned his lesson and was now a law-abiding delivery driver. Like, I'm all up for people to rehabilitate and, like, you know, upon the errors of their ways. But he's an illegal immigrant. It's not going to take long. Like, when he loses that job, he'll go back to it again. Like, as soon as you've done that, just no. What's the vision for England in 10 years' time? I don't know. We'll probably be all Muslims, mate. Literally, like, every single hotel, every single HMO, every single army barracks will just be all Muslim. You watch. Like, we've got one in, one out, but what we do is we now let like 10,000 in and one out. We're spending £800,000 to get rid of one person to France. Then I dread to think. So, yeah, I know it's ridiculous, isn't it, Nikki? I don't get it. I think our whole system has just gone a bit. Oh, I'm clicking on it. It's not doing anything. I'll be dead before I become one of them, says Pat. Yeah, you and me both, mate. Never. I could never in my life turn around and say I'm Muslim, knowing full well that a 57-year-old married a 6-year-old and consummated the marriage with her when she was 9. Like I say in all my streams, I hate it. Sahir Al-Bukhari, 5134. But yeah, I just no. I never in my life will ever be associated with anything like that. It's just no. Not happening. A wise man plants the seed of a tree he will never sit under. Join Advance UK. There you go, Electrodoc's telling you. He's advising you. An immigration judge accepted his drug dealing was a one-off because he had not reoffended and ruled that he could remain in the UK as he had shown remorse. He's not Hang on, go up like just 2 lines. And it clearly states here, look, not isolated incidents. And now they're saying, like, it was a one-off. The case revealed in court documents comes as Shabana Mahmood, the Home Secretary, is set to unveil plans to curb the right of foreign criminals and illegal migrants to use human rights laws to thwart their deportations and fast-track their removal. Well, you want to curb that, you've got to leave the ECHR. That's the only way, isn't it? Yeah, Imam Bukhari, Sahih Muslim or Sahih al-Bukhari, either. There is one that might be Sahih Muslim, but like at the end, don't quote me because it might be on a different one, but it says like, he consummated the marriage with me when I was 9, as Aisha is the one narrating it, and says, I still play with dolls, and they try and make out that she's older. Idiots. Nabioli came to the UK in 2018 with his Greek wife and was granted leave to remain for 5 years. 2 years later, he was found guilty of drug offences with intent to supply and road traffic offences. He was caught with 10 grams of cocaine and 30 grams of cannabis. That's about 800 quid's worth, isn't it? Or say £100, no, say £100 a gram for cocaine, that's £1,000. £10 a gram cannabis. Together with cash and details of 2 money transfers to people in Albania. So he's sending the money back. The judge said it was not an isolated incident because he was seen in Maidstone on multiple occasions on suspected drug dealing trips. I thought you just said it was a one-off. After being in jail for 33 months, the Home Office issued a deportation order. Oh yeah, we know what happens with them. You end up getting let out of prison by mistake. He challenged it, claiming the offender was a one-off. He claimed he was not a dealer, but a user of drugs, and have been taking the substances to someone as a favour, not for financial gain. While in prison, he undertook rehabilitation for drugs and claimed he would not be able to continue with the rehabilitation if he was deported to Albania. He said he had learned his lesson. He also said that his wife and children had no intention of leaving the UK if he was deported, and he could not bear to be separated from his partner and children. Oh, well, don't worry about breaking the law then. We're bend over backwards to, so don't worry about it, and you can stay then, because we don't want we don't want to ruin your life. Don't worry about all the drugs you're selling that are ruining other people's lives. I think the UK will be a very different place in 10 years. Yep. After the Civil War, Islam will be banned and we will forever be at war with the East. Probably, yeah. A bit like what Israel is, isn't it? With Islam. But the sooner they ban Islam, remove the mosques, get rid of all the Sharia courts, the better. But I mean, in 1982, they had a Sharia court. And, as soon as they allow one, they're going to want 1 million. Do you know what I mean? So the significance of the dolls on that is that women can't play with dolls in Islam. Yeah, that's very true. But she could, because obviously she was with the prophet, the fake prophet, the warlord, the homosexual, the PDF, and not to a certain Father 10 episode. Electrodoc, do you know Simon Tomlin from the Daily Agenda? He wants me to join his UK Nation Native Party, but he dislikes Tommy. Ooh. How can you dislike Tommy? So we can see the problem. Not only do we let the illegals in, we give them asylum. So the asylum seekers can stay. They break the law. We then deport them, but then stop it and change our minds and say you can stay. Yep. There's profit in being a prophet. Yep. The Ferengi are like that. If you like, excuse me, if you like Star Trek. But I don't know what to say about things like this. It's just ridiculous. Oh, I've learned my lesson, Your Honour. All right then. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, geez. Don't worry, geez. This is the last story that I had ready after all that moaning about our issues with nearly 5.5 million a day going on hotels. Anglo jihadi accused of terror plan, not just online fantasists. This is actually like, you're letting all these people in, and what do they want to do? Convert. That's why they won't go to a fellow Muslim country. They pass all 57 of them to get into the UK, because there's people here who are not under Islam, who do not follow Islam, so they can convert them. And when they do, they go full on jihadi. So a self-styled Anglo jihadi accused of planning a terrorist attack was not just an online fantasist. Prosecutors have told a jury. Muslim convert Jordan Richardson. See, he's fell for all their rubbish. 21 years old. Is alleged to have been planning an atrocity with possible targets, including a shopping centre, after becoming interested in an extremist, fundamentalist interpretation of the religion. I mean, and then they're like, oh yeah, Islam, the religion of peace. Oh mate, it winds me up. This is like, I read this earlier and I was just like, this is like, listen to this. These Crown Court jurors heard Richardson regularly expressed a wish to kill Jews and made a joke about going into a synagogue in a suicide vest. The man is full on an idiot. And who converted him? So he wants to kill Jews, but I bet he doesn't even know any Jews. And all because the Quran says about killing Jews and then Christians. Oh no, we'll go with that. Yeah, he says. What an absolute retard. He was arrested on his way to work. Excuse me. He was arrested on his way to work in Howden, East Yorkshire, in December last year with instructions on how to make mustard gas and a note which said, get ready for this one, throw all grenades into crowd, shoot bystanders, stab anyone who comes close, do not get taken alive. The religion of peace, you say? The religion of peace. Don't forget, I'm live at 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow for a giggle, 9 hours. Join me whenever you can, whether it's just popping in or whether you got some time and you know, want me to look up a certain story or something or a certain video, not a problem. Just join me and let me know. A crossbow and a knife were found at Richardson's home, and prosecutors said he had access material online which showed his interest in and affiliation with extreme Islamist ideology, including material depicting and glorifying terrorist actions. There's the problem. See, extreme Islamist ideology. That's the problem. The court has heard one possible target of the defendant, whose Instagram accounts include one with the handle Anglo Jihadi, was Meadowhall Shopping Centre near Sheffield, which was referenced in his social media posts. See, you got a chance now, you like just want to go out shopping to a shopping centre, you can end up being murdered. It's ridiculous. I see that they've actually cancelled for the first time ever like a walk type thing for a poppy presentation. Oh, just winds me up. Absolutely winds me up. Oh, just as I went to click on it. Yeah, that. I agree with you, Electrodoc. Definitely, it does. It does scream white supremacy, doesn't he? So that's a good idea. That's a good idea, and that's a better idea. Baron 1001. Hi. Hope you're well. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for joining the chat. Hope you're okay. We're just putting the world to rights about bloomin' Islam and everything else. And this idiot, Mr. Richardson, 21 years old, converted into an extreme Islamist. That's the problem. That's what they're doing. That's why they're here to do that. Apparently, SAS are being deployed to remembrance events. See, that's a sorry state of affairs, isn't it, eh? The threat of Islam is that now that much like realistic. I mean, I think it always has been, but like now people are getting it. But SAS at remembrance events, it's like ridiculous, isn't it? As if like we're not allowed to do that in our own country to remember stuff. They want to put a twist on that where they can attack it. I mean, that sums up Islam and how unstable Muslims are. No way. They can shove that idea. Yes, Baron, we do. We need solutions. But it's like having the solutions, it's implementing them. Because at the moment, we've got Keir Starmer who's just sat on his hands. Sadiq Khan that's given it all up for blooming anything that's Muslim. We've got Shabana Mahmood who said before anything, her religion comes first. Like even before the country. So yeah, I ain't chucking all my stuff out. I'm keeping my free pong plug. It's genius. But jurors heard Richardson says his behaviour was a form of fantasy and escaped from the rest of his life, where he felt depressed and isolated, and that he was role-playing the character of an extremist. As bad as the Albanian. I've learnt my lesson. I'm so sorry. I learnt my lesson. All right, then carry on. In a closing speech to jurors, prosecutor Catherine Robinson said there was evidence Richardson wasn't just an online fantasist, but that he was going to put his jihadi fantasies into reality. Well, it sounds like it. He's gone full on extreme. Ms. Robinson told the court he was a man who kept a lethal crossbow and knife in his house, who had a recipe for explosives, who was carrying around a detailed set of notes for how to make chemical warfare agent. In the same bag, a plan to put all these things into effect, having suggested a location 3 weeks earlier. Don't tell me he learned his lesson. Jurors previously heard Richardson posted a video on Instagram of the exterior of Meadowhall Shopping Centre, followed by a brightly coloured clip featuring pictures of rainbows and dolphins, overlaid with the words, "How life feels when you finally give up and just start killing people brutally." He's not mentally sound, is he? No wonder they sort of fall into the jihadi Islamist ideology, because they're so lost in life, they ain't got a clue who they are, what they're doing, where all their money's going on blooming taxpayers, on illegal immigrants, and taxpayers are just being like murdered left, right, and centre. And even if you're jobless, it's just like you're lost. So, oh, would you like to join Islam? Be part of this? We love you, man. And by the way, we hate Jews, we hate Christians. Pathetic. Ms. Robinson said the stereotypical image of a terrorist has changed over time, telling jurors, sadly, we know these days terrorism takes all forms and involves all kinds of people you might not expect. Yes, it does. We have now what we call homegrown terrorists. Yep. You've let them in and they're just going to convert. They lie to them. They don't actually say, oh, 57-year-old prophet married a 6-year-old. No, don't say that. No, they give it all this and that, and the caliphate, which failed how many times, but it's just absolute. There's information readily available online for people who 30 years ago would have had no idea about how to make a bomb. People don't need to travel to other countries to meet people with similar mindset. This allows people to form networks and encourage extreme views. Yep, and they're in this country too. Talk to them face to face. Richardson of Oliver Close Howden denies preparing for acts of terrorism. He also denies a collection of information of a kind likely to be useful to a person committing or preparing an act of terrorism and distributing terrorist publications. The trial continues. I'll keep an eye on that one. That's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. But blimey. We have 3 anti-windmill guys in advanced UK college. Now get the old, what's it called? People drilling for oil. Domestic solar has cut 250 odd, so it cuts out a higher charging level. They say, look it up. Well, take it easy, mate. Thanks for watching. Thanks for popping in. All good. 4:30 a.m. here. Oh, blimey heck. Yeah, you're entitled to go to bed at that time, mate. Of course you are. Blimey heck. Yeah. Doesn't take a lot to look it up, does it? But the thing is, even the solar panels, it's just a big old con, mate. Big old con. Solar panels are actually predominantly made in China using fossil fuels. So what? We're literally just over 1% of the whole world's carbon emissions. So like, if we literally removed the whole planet, our whole country from the planet, it'd make zero difference. Zero. So what? This net zero rubbish and all that, just shut up. It's absolute rubbish. Do not get electric cars. Do not buy China-made solar panels. You don't need them. those whopping great wind farms, they're doing damage in the ocean. They don't want to tell you about the wildlife in there. Just get rid of all of it. It's just not the right time. Stick to fossil fuels for now. There's no reason for anything else. Just silly. Absolutely silly. But what can I say, geese? But in the meantime, we are still stuck here, spending nearly $5.5 million a day on illegal immigrants in hotels. So, what about HMOs? 6,000 of them. It's going to cost us. It's going to cost us. But anyway. Yep. Yeah, they got limits. It's ridiculous. No, they won't. They literally just found like another like how many millions of barrels or something. So, and we got that one in the North Sea going. It's like Petrec, or I don't know the name, but they look like they're going into administration, all because the government are giving this horrible lie about having to go green, net zero, which we don't need. So, yeah, put sunglasses on them. Happy days. But yeah, right. It's absolutely crazy. They think we're stupid. Oh, got a bit of a numb bum, geese. But yeah, right. Happy days. God, it took an hour and a half to go through that. How time flies. I hope that does that tomorrow when I'm 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. What a stupid idea that is. 9 hours. I could still, like, delete the fun now and bail out, but I put it up, so I'm sticking to it. So get your notification on. Either you could pop in for 10 minutes, 10 hours. Well, not 10 hours. I'm only going for 9 hours. 5 minutes, 5 hours, whatever. Just pop in. Anything you want to see in the news, let me know and I can look it up. We'll see what's going on in the world of videos. We'll have a look at a video Nikki sent regards Candace Owens and Bridget Macron being Barry Macron or something. But yep. But no, close the coal mines so they can never be reopened. Yeah, they're absolute idiots. Absolute idiots. But yep, yeah, pop on. Obviously it's between 11 and 8, so I might even start with that, with a bit of Bridget Macron, and I'll put that in I might change the thing, say Bridget Macron a man, and whatever else we find in the world of news. That make for a good title, I think. Happy days. But sweet as a nut. So hey, always using the super duper emojis. Gotta be used. Gotta be used. Yeah, Slim, was he? I'll Mr. P comes in and I'm finishing off. Well, I'm Mr. P. You planned that well. Oh, you had your massage, shoulder works again. Oh, happy days. The one need a massage. Let's ask the missus. If she's in a good mood, she'll do it. But yeah, but don't forget, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. Just pop in whenever you can, if you can. Don't worry if you can't. It's just something I was going to do for a giggle and see how it goes. It might be worth doing. It might not. I don't know. Might get a super chat. Might get a super sod off. Who knows? So, yes, mate. Yes, I am. You can come up and if there's anything in the news that you want to discuss, you can come up. Yeah, because it's like 9 hours, mate. So I can't be talking for 9 hours. I'll find little videos here and there and whatever news articles or something. We'll go through it all, and I'll probably have to, sort of, if I find a video, I'll be like, oh yeah, watch this. I'll have it in my headphones, and then I'll run downstairs, make a brew, run back up, like you do. But I'll say now, if it's on here, it's my PC. I can't have it on my ears because it'd be Wi-Fi. I'll have to leg it down and leg it back up again. But so yeah, and video pop-ons. Yeah, you've got ideas for videos or anything worth watching, anything that I do not get copyrighted for, any music on this, that, anything else. But I mean, doing it as a review, you normally get away with it and say. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. That's what we're doing tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Uh-oh. It's going to be fun. 9 hours, mate. 9 hours. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be one of those things that I think it's a good idea. It's a giggle. And when I'm actually doing it, I'll be like, oh, my word. But I mean, maybe I have to do it so the wifey can walk and poke her head around and I can just like, make me a brew. So, but I need to find certain things like so I can do toilet breaks and everything. I've got to work it all out. I've got something I can put up saying be right back or whatever, but that's a bit poo, isn't it? I need to leave something up so you can actually watch something or read something. I'll say, oh, put this article, read this, I'll be back in 2 secs. Then I can leg it. And then you can always talk in the chat, and then I'll catch up as soon as I get back. So, but it'll all be good. You should have contested the other one, education purposes. Education, yeah. Oh, I could do anything, mate. Do anything. That's what we're doing. That's the way we rumble. Get ready to crumble. But yeah, right, happy days. I'm just waffling now. Right, tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you're there, I will see you there. If you're not there, you will not see me there. It's as simple as that. But, you know, we're going to be wizard. But happy days. So, oh, yeah, the show. Oh, his hair looks nice. Oh, Electric Doc. Right, everyone look at his hair tomorrow. If he comes up on screen, we'll have to look at his hair. See if he's like Head and Shoulders quality. I don't even use Head and Shoulders. I use T-gel. And the wife's, whatever the wife's got, because it's normally quite good for your hair. Don't tell her. Shh. But happy days. So thanks, Electric Doc, Nikki, Mr. P, Slim. I'm going through looking at the names there. Business has already gone. He's gone to bed because it's 4:30 in Australia. There's a few. There was a few. There was a few. There was a few. Pat's Leather Straps and Co. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So happy days. So everybody stay safe, stay warm, get something to eat, enjoy the telly, live the dream, and I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. If not, at some point up to 8 a.m. maybe. So brilliant. So thank you very much for watching. I love you all. We are the Wizard fam. So take it easy. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Wizard's words.